Good evening. This is All India Radio, Kohima. I'm Jonas Yandan with Evening News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says it is for people of India to decide if they want to take lead in forming a new world order post-COVID. Nagaland government constitutes State Consumer Welfare Fund. Nagaland's COVID-19 tally reaches 12,168. And 1 crore 8 lakh LPG consumers give up their subsidy by 1st February this year. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said a new world order is being shaped post-COVID, and it is for the people of India to decide whether they want to take the lead in forming this new world order. He said India has emerged as Atmanirbhar, self-reliant, during this pandemic. In his reply in the Lok Sabha to the motion of thanks on the President's address, Modi said India cannot be a mute spectator anymore, but has to emerge as a strong powerhouse. The Prime Minister said the world post-COVID is turning out to be very different, and remaining isolated from the global trends in such times will be counterproductive. He stressed that is why India is working towards building an Atmanirbhar Bharat which seeks to further global good. The Prime Minister thanked doctors, nurses, COVID warriors and called them manifestations of the divine who strengthened India's fight against the global pandemic. Modi also thanked the large number of women MPs who took part in the discussion in the Lok Sabha. He called it a great sign and congratulated the women MPs who enriched the House with their thoughts. The Prime Minister said President Ramnath Kovind's address showcased India's Sankalp Shakti, and his words have boosted the spirit of confidence among the people of India. Nagaland government has constituted the Nagaland State Consumer Welfare Fund under Section 57 of the Nagaland Goods and Services Tax Act 2017. The fund will be operated through a saving bank account by Commissioner of State Taxes, Nagaland. For proper utilization of the fund for welfare of the consumers, a standing committee is also being constituted, with Additional Chief Secretary and Finance Commissioner as Chairman, Officer on Special Duty Finance as Vice Chairman, Commissioner of State Taxes as Member Secretary, besides 5 other members. In Nagaland, 2 new cases of COVID-19 have been detected today from the traced contacts in Kohima, while 3 recoveries were also recorded from Dimapur. With this, the total recovered cases have reached 11,483. The total confirmed positive cases in the state stands at 12,168, while the active cases is 87. 1 crore 8 lakh LPG consumers have given up their subsidy as on 1st February this year. Minister for Petroleum and Natural Gas Narendra said this in a written reply to a question in the Rajya Sabha today. He said the prices of petroleum products, including LPG, in the country are linked to the prices of respective products in the international market. Pradhan, however, said the government continues to modulate the effective price to consumers for subsidized domestic LPG. Civil Aviation Minister Hardeep Singh Puri today said opening up air routes to over 80% flight operation depends on decisions by air carriers. In reply to a question in the Rajya Sabha today, Puri said raising the frequency of commercial flights beyond 80% depends also on the behavior of the virus and commercial decisions to be taken by the air carriers. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. National Deworming Day is being observed today across the country. The day aims at eradicating intestinal worms, also referred to as soil-transmitted helminths, among children within the age of 1 to 19 years. 164 Infantry Battalion, Territorial Army HNH, Naga, today administered doses of albendazole tablets successfully to 37 children. Besides, the battalion also conducted an awareness campaign about the importance and benefits of deworming and the prevention strategies related to improved behaviors and practices for hygiene and sanitation. Deputy Commissioner Kohima Gregory Tejavele has instructed the petrol pumps to fill petrol and diesel directly in vehicles and not in any extra gallons or jerry cans. The order is being issued in the interest of the public and with a view to avoid shortage of fuel in Kohima district. The order also stated that no fuel should be issued in bulk without written permission from the office of the Deputy Commissioner, Kohima. In view of the 7th session of the 13th Nagaland Legislative Assembly from 12 to 20th of February, Superintendent of Police Kohima has issued traffic regulations to be enforced as part of security arrangement. No vehicle will be allowed to be parked by the roadside from 6 a.m. onwards during Assembly session from BSNL Telephone Exchange till Classic Island, Raj Bhavan till MS Classic Island, from Classic Island to Assembly Secretariat via High School, and from new CM official residence, Bezocha, to Assembly Secretariat. Heavy vehicles will not be allowed to ply in Kohima town during Assembly session from 6 a.m. till the session is over. All loading and unloading of goods in Kohima town should be completed by 6 a.m. during Assembly session. Heavy vehicles will not be allowed to be parked along D Block Road. Vehicles loaded car passes only will be allowed entry to the Assembly Secretariat. While anticipating positive cooperation from the public, the police will tow away the defaulting vehicles and the charges will be borne by the vehicle owners. More than 187 lakh Kisan credit cards with credit limit of 1,76,000 crore rupees have been sanctioned to farmers across the country during the last 1 year. A special drive to cover farmers under the Kisan credit card is going on from February 2020. Minister of State for Finance and Corporate Affairs Anurag Singh Thakur said this in a written reply to a question in the Rajya Sabha yesterday. In order to ensure that all the eligible farmers are provided with hassle-free and timely credit for their agricultural operations, the government has introduced the Kisan Credit Card scheme to enable the farmers to purchase agricultural inputs such as seeds, fertilizers and pesticides. The 9-day-long Golden Jubilee edition of Chokri Area Games and Sports Association concluded today at Phusha Chotu village under Pek district. In a remarkable feat, the Tenizumi team lifted a football trophy for both men and women of this Golden Jubilee edition. Playing in both men's and women's football final match against the host team, Phusha Chotu, Tenizu's men lifted Kroni Kapu Memorial Trophy along with a cash prize of 1 lakh rupees, while the women's team claimed the Vesopra Neka Memorial Trophy with a cash prize of 30,000 rupees. Meanwhile, Tipuzu team took the group champion of the Jubilee edition. Gracing the closing ceremony as guest of honor, MLA Dr. Chodisa Sazo impressed upon the players to value their talents and give the best in their respective discipline to participate in the higher level. Later, MLA Chodisa Sazo and Deputy Commissioner Pek Razovole Dozo handed over the prizes to the winners. A total of 950 delegates from 11 villages under Chokri area in Pek district participated in the event. And as the nation fights COVID-19 pandemic, let us all remember to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, wash hands frequently with soap and water, or use hand sanitizer, and follow social distancing norms. And now 20 news, here are the main points again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says it is for people of India to decide if they want to take lead in forming a new world order post-COVID. Nagaland government constitutes State Consumer Welfare Fund. Nagaland's COVID-19 tally reaches 12,168 and 1 crore 8 lakh LPG consumers give up their subsidy by 1st February this year. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.